Hello, YouTube modeling community. This is Rusty Rotor with a mail call, Mental Monday. We got a little bit of mail call, so we'll go over that. A little shop update. We'll do that real quick. Instead of Mental Monday, we want to kind of jump on board with everybody else. I'll have my answer to Don's garage question. What inspired me, what motivated me to start a YouTube channel. And on this channel, we've talked about it quite a bit, off and on. But hopefully we'll get to the brass taxes of it all. And maybe you'll have a new understanding of me and what all this crazy piles and piles of plastic are around me. I had a great weekend. Go Bengals. Absolutely amazing game. I'm a diehard Bengals fan, and there's several reasons behind that. In my early years, I did try out for them. I did play 2 preseason games, but I didn't have the muster for what it takes to be in the NFL, which I was good with. Not everybody has it. It takes special talent. I had the physicality of it and the speed. I just didn't have the endurance to maintain that. And that was my reasoning for being let go. I went in as a walk-on. It was in the Sam White era, indication how long ago it was. It was actually the year they went to the Super Bowl and lost against the 49ers, of course. But, it's where, my heart lies. I do have other teams I like, certain players I like on different teams, but at the end of the day, I bleed orange and black. So enough about that. So this weekend, I didn't feel real good Saturday when I got up. You guys heard Friday, I was so nasally and nose running. Well, that kind of went away late Saturday evening. So that was good, but instead, in fact, I didn't feel good at all to where I got out to go get the materials I needed for the diorama table. But we were able to get out to the shed, and we got the materials we needed to finish the paint stand, desk area, and the 2 shelves up here to finish them out. We were able to get the cabinet moved, got a lot of stuff cleared out. So today, after this video, I'm going to get these 2 shelves up, get this framed in down here, and painted real quick. And then I'm going to put the desktop on. It'll get 2 drawers. Looks like, yeah, 2 drawers in there. I still got to add the drawer over here, so I don't know if I'll get to that drawer today, but tomorrow I'll definitely get this drawer put in over here. Again, I'm leaning against not putting a drawer in over here, this new build area. Just for the fact of it would take a lot of work. I would have to cut this main piece out here, and this desk was not designed in the intentions of adding to or making it more than what it was. So we've held off on that. I want to do, because I just found out I was going through some of my Acme stuff, and I've been looking for these ever since I got back. You heard me talk about Ed and Ernie from Ed's Attention to Detail and Ernie the Hat Maker. I found his shop cards. Beautiful plain, beautiful Biscayne, and a beautiful Chevelle 69 Camaro. I saw him building this one on his channel. I caught glimpses of this and this one. That's just how far I'm backed up. But, big shout out to Ed and Ernie. I mean, they're just super nice couple. Really enjoyed their company again. If you guys aren't following them, get over to Ed's Attention to Detail and Ernie the Hat Maker. They're definitely going to make you laugh, show you a lot of things, and, of course, his building of models is very good. He's very good. I've seen his right here close in my mitts. He does really good work, hence the name Attention to Detail. So if you're not, get over there, follow him, subscribe to him, hit that bell notification so you know when his videos are coming out. And their kind of life story is right there on YouTube. It's really fun to watch. I find it highly entertaining, and overall, like I said, they're great people. And hopefully everything works and they can get up here this spring, and we can take them out to eat and up here to the Wright-Patterson Air Force Base Museum, and because they've never been there. So we're looking forward to their trip and their visit up here with us, as anybody that would like to come. So yeah, I found those, so I feel really good now. I've been stressed, not to a point of craziness, but just stressed that I couldn't find them. I knew I had them, and they actually were in a box that I had, where I had things made, please don't touch. My daughter made for me, and they got put up out of sight, out of mind. I didn't know they were in there. Then it dawned on me, oh, crap, I put them in there at Acme when I was cleaning up, and I forgot all about them. So yeah, I'm glad I found them. I can get them up. Once we get these shelves up, I can start putting, I got a pile over here on this table of cards I need to get hung up, attach the Christmas cards to the people, so on and so forth. We were, like I said, able to get the cabinet moved, got this area cleaned up. So after this video, I'll get this desk scooted out, and I can get in here and start measuring and cutting pieces of wood and get them mounted, and shelves and so on and so forth. My granddaughter came home Friday, and she did help me. We got all the boxes up underneath the thing, nice and neat. I got 2 big things of trash here I got to take out now. So I'll turn you around real quick, and I'll show you the mail call. Thing came were the mats. So we got new cut mats for both these work areas. Those are 18 by 24. Amazon had a deal. If you bought them at that time, you got an X-Acto knife set. So it came with an X-Acto knife. A bunch of different blades came with it in a nice case. And then you got 2 extra things of number 11 blades. So it's nice. So I got 2 of them. So I'm just going to keep them here. I mean, I've got other knives back there, as you can see in all my. There's Skelly from Rick's Inc. And, we got our tools in here. My pliers, my expensive nippers. My middle drawer is the photo etch tools. Got like a thing you can grab the part and hold it. It's kind of sticky. And then the photo etch scissors. And then the nips for photo etch. Keep all those in there, and there's other tools, little miniature pliers, flat nose pliers, needle nose pliers, for whatever metal work I'm doing. I can bend, shape, whatever. In the same way, you can see that one down there. These are really nice. These are super thick. They're double-sided. These things will last for a long, long time. I went ahead and paid a few extra dollars and got the upgraded mats. They're nice. Now, just see if I can keep them nice. And you guys can see over there in the corner, shelves over there now. We got this rearranged. I'm not going to move the grill. It actually looks good off-centered, and then have the gas pump there. And then I had to move one picture there, and then, of course, the pictures I talked about back there. Some of those pictures will go back over there, like next to that garage sign. That's where the tail clip for the Stinger will go with my signature plate on it, up over there. And then I'll put a couple of little pictures down in between the TV and that cabinet. I won't be able to put the diorama there like I kind of planned for. The dioramas will go over here. I'll eventually have to move the photo booth again and find a new spot for it. But right now it's going to be there. This, you can see, this is just a mess of all the overflow that was on this desk. Now we've got it all over here, along with all the Gasternites kits that we got. We're going to move back up on top of that shelf for right now, until the diorama table is built, because then all my diorama stuff and builds and all that will go down below, which right now is just sawhorses in here and a piece of plywood to work off of. But most of the stuff that's on here now goes to the diorama table and to that area over there where you see I'm kind of getting tools separated and set over there. It'll go for those 2 workstations. You can see it's all cleaned out. That shelf I got to extend over to that little bump out where it says Rick's right there, and then the shelf above it, and then I can add more shop cards over there, and then run them down that wall the rest of the way down, and where I started them up there above the door. And then I can start getting all these kits organized, scooted down, organized like they're supposed to be: Camaros, Chevelles, trucks, so on and so forth. And then on my Mopars, I can get out from behind the spray booth and get them all over here and stacked up nice and neat, and I can see what I actually have. That back there now will just be dead space, unfortunately, but you gotta have dead space where you have it. What else do I want to show you guys? Oh, this stuff, real quick. This is like what you see them put on cars. This is that plastic wrap. You heat it and stretch it and cover up your paint job to give it a crazy color. This is a pearl orange. A gentleman that wrapped his Charger in this gave me all of his excess fall off. I have practiced with a little piece, and it actually works on model cars. You just gotta be patient with it. It's kind of like a super elastic double plastic decal, basically. You know, you kind of stick it in the spot, you clean it real good, stick it in the spot, and then you start heating it up to where you can kind of stretch it and form it, and then cut out around your windows. And you know, it's just something neat to try, something different. I don't know how well the finish of it would be, but it will work. And I can always just cut this down, use it for pinstriping, stripes, cut out designs out of it, whatever, you know, for whatever, it doesn't matter. Make a good mask, you know, if you're wanting to do something. So I've held on to that. So I got to find a place for that. And this is the stuff I used for the my panel cover and the cabinet cover. I forget where I got this at. I might have got it at the dollar store or Hobby Lobby. It's just shelf liner paper, but you know, it's got the racing checker flag pattern on it. And I mean, it's out of scale, but it's good for decoration around your shop, or maybe put on your shelves, you know, whatever. But I got quite a bit of that left. That's pretty much all I've dug out that you guys haven't seen, other than a bunch of tools, which I'll make segments as we go over and set up things, show you the shop tools I have and that I've acquired and that I'm using. That most of that's still buried down here. I gotta get it out and find a home for it. This stuff's all gotta get moved over. Chances are it will probably go up here in the corner, which was my grandfather's tool set that he got when he retired from the Millicron, Cincinnati Millicron. It's just a nice little wooden cabinet. One of the drawers is missing. I got to rebuild a new drawer for it, and then get it stained to match and distress it to make it match because it's old. And my grandfather worked here for 25 years, retired with a pension, and then had that and worked at the Hamilton County Courthouse for another 25, 27 years before he retired again with another pension. So, you know, that before I knew what was what, that was already almost 28 years old. And then I looked at it and I seen it for a good 10 years after that. So, and now my grandfather's been dead since I was 17. So that shows you I'm 57. So that's another 40 years, you know, after that. That thing's pushing 70 plus years old. Maybe. Somewhere around there. No, not quite that old. Let's see. 10, 25. That was before I was born. So, and he retired from the Millicron before I was born. So that'd been 65. So that case is from the mid 60s, mid to late 60s. So it gives you an idea. You know, it's 50, almost 60 years old, which is cool. And my grandmother gave it to me, and I've cherished it and held on to it since then. But now I like to get it out because it's just a nice piece to set out, kind of a decoration. But yet, you know, it's got 3 drawers. It's functional. I can put, and it's full of tools, special files, chisels, just stuff that I'll actually use. It just needs to all be cleaned up a little bit and oiled down and steel wooled and clean it up a little bit. But we'll take a look at it one day when I get it out here soon and I can get it cleaned up and for looking at. So let's get to this. Like I said, instead of Mental Monday, we're gonna answer Don's question. I'll start off by saying again for people that maybe don't know, my name is Rick Wyckoff. I'm 57 years old now. I've been in this hobby since I was 7, 8 years old. My father's the one that kind of got me into the hobby more or less, between him and an after school thing they had that kind of just really sparked the drive for the love of models. And then actually doing them, just, it was like crack. Once I did one, I had to get another one. I had to get another one. And then you go to the store and you see, there's 20, 30, 40 different models, and you're like, it's just how it was for me. I couldn't just stop with one. I caught the fever, I guess. So what led me to YouTube? Well, as everybody knows and has seen, especially if you follow me on Instagram, I took a hiatus from the hobby for off and on for probably close to 30 years. In between one marriage, I've been married twice. This is my second marriage, which has been almost 30 years. It was a really crazy place. So back then there was no internet, there was no social media, there was no nothing. So when I built my models, I was just building them for myself, and then maybe somebody that came over saw them, were interested in them. They looked at them. I think that there for a long time when my mother was alive, she was probably my biggest fan when it came to models. I can remember I'd go to visit her, and I'd box them up. Didn't think nothing about getting broken or nothing. I just boxed them up, took them and showed them. Because I lived in Georgia, she lived up in Ohio. And, as a kid, you go back to visit, because my parents had been divorced since I was 2 years old. So, when I went back to visit her, stay with her for the summer or whatever it was, I always boxed them up and took them with me. And she got to see them, and she really, really enjoyed them. My stepfather did too, to a degree. My little brother really liked them. He's built quite a few. Like I said, he's big into RC planes and cars, more so the gas powered now than everything else. He's a grown man now too. So, anyways, through two marriages, I took a long break. I still bought models for the longest time. Then I got back into it a little bit with my now present wife, but then it was just like, didn't really have the space nor the time really to fool with it. And yeah, I probably could have done one here and there on a weekend, but the kids were at the age where it was fun, doing things with them, and that's what spare time I had. It got spent with my kids or whatever needed to be done. So we fast forward to where the kids are all grown, and we move into our forever home. My daughter's, pregnant with our first grandchild. My wife says, hey, you got these models. Because I had like 3 or 4 of them in a nightstand drawer, and then a bag with, the boxes were just shredded of other model kits that like I said before, they were underneath the steps in our old house, and we gave everything to that one child. And I didn't even realize that I knew in my head I had more than what I was giving him, but we couldn't find them, and they were buried in a closet underneath the steps. So when we moved, we found them, and I just kept taking them with us, from place to place. She said, you got to get those out and build one. I was like, you know what? I said, I got the paints. I think I have some glue, so yeah. So I got one out and immediately caught the bug again. I was aware of Instagram and Facebook. I was originally posting on Facebook, but I did not like Facebook. I still don't. I will get on there from time to time for, high school friends, or maybe something the kids have done, and they do post on Facebook, but I'm not. I have an account, but I don't post as much as I used to. Instagram created a new platform for me. I checked it out. I was looking at, all of a sudden, I'm just seeing all these model cars, and all these great guys are building these models, and they're showing tips and tricks, and all these models they built and how they do this, and guys that were making products. And I'm like, holy crap, this is way beyond what I believe. So I started taking pictures of my models, and then I started posting them, uploading them to both. And then I kind of phased out of Facebook and onto Instagram, and that's where I was for, I don't know, 3 years, 4 years. And I got to meet a lot of great people. It was great showing my work because I didn't know if there was anybody around me that did it. And that's how I kind of found out where everybody kind of was. I got to meet Fred Henry via Instagram, and Jeff, and just a slew of others. And, turned that into some general conversation, and fast forward, and we built some, pretty nice friendships. And I knew YouTube. I've been on there. I've been following a lot of people on YouTube, but it's like, I'm kind of a reserved guy. I'm not very public, I guess. I suffer from depression a little bit, I guess, and things that make me nervous in big crowds. So, and socialization, I kind of like to stick to myself, is what I'm trying to say. Models have always been my escape from that. It's like you get into a zone. So Fred Henry was always talking, and Jeff both, hey, you need to come to YouTube. Your work is spectacular. Hyping me up. I'm like, eh. Then I met Jason from Blue Ox Model Shop. Jason Hascom. And like I said, I'd been following Matthew at Model Car Videos from the very beginning. I'm like, Matthew made this look really easy. And really kind of how I want to be and where I want to go with my stuff. Not that I'm starting from the beginning, but yet, after all these years, I am new back in the hobby. And great guys like Don, just the list is phenomenal. Chevy Cheeseburger, Don Yost, all these guys that just, I could rattle off 500 names. I can't bring them to the top of my head, but everybody knows who they are. All great content creators. Personalities different. Some are like, hey, man, this guy's great. And others you're like, after you meet them, they're not so great. But at the end of the day, what they put out here on YouTube was like, okay, maybe I should start. And then I met Big Will. And, I knew he knew Pappy. I knew he knew Jeff and the Mopar modeler. Just all these people Will knew. And come to find out, Will lives like 20 minutes from me. 15, 20 minutes tops. I'm like, holy crap. So I reached out to him after one of his videos. And we started talking. And he came over to the shop and saw the shop. And we talked for probably 2 or 3 hours and hung out. He brought me a gift, which was not needed, but, greatly appreciated. And he's come over several times. And he helped me get the basics to YouTube set up. Well, then, via the push from Will, the push from Fred Henry and Jeff and Jason, I kind of said, okay, I think now's the time, which I was wrong about. And we just touched on that here a while back. I wasn't ready. But I'm glad I did it still. Because my purpose for doing what I do is, number one, is sharing what I do. It's no different than posting it on Facebook or Instagram or going to a model show and putting it on the table. This is a way for everybody to see what Rusty Rotor, Rick Wyckoff does, for good or for bad. And I've always wanted to have a shop that wasn't just capable of what I did, but capable of promoting the hobby. Because I think back when I was a kid, how there was a gentleman that built models. He took the time out, got involved with the school, and started an after-school class. And he showed kids how to, get a model, take the parts off, how to clean them up, how to glue them, how to paint, and kind of let you just go on your own and see what you came up with. It doesn't matter how good it was or how bad. There was no judgment. There was no competition, just good or bad. So I said, okay, if I do this, get back into the hobby, I knew I was going to go full throttle. I was going all the way into it as far as I could go. And my wife was supportive of that. She said, whatever. She said, it's fine. Do what you need to do. Do what you got to do. My kids are the same way, very supportive. They helped. I get stuff from them throughout the year. It's all great things. But my goal is just to promote, not just by making videos and informative information and tips and tricks and the great things or terrible things that I build, but it's to be able to get younger people into this shop and having a mentor, me being me, and be able to sit down with these young people and get them started on it. Whatever kit they like, whatever genre they like, whatever sparks their interest, and get them down here. Maybe once a week or once a month, whatever it can be. And do this for the series of the build until they're done building what they're building. And meanwhile, each time they're here, half the time will be, hey, this is how we do this. This is how we do that. If you run into this, the informative side of it. The other time is them having their creative freedom to paint however they want, glue however they want, do whatever they want to it. And at the end of the time, they've got a completed model, something they can be proud of, no matter how good or how bad it is, and gets them interested in the hobby. Spending a couple hours a day or a week, whatever their time allows, at home versus being in front of a TV with this. I prefer them to put everything up and go outside and have fun. Go play in the woods, get in a creek, catch minnows and crawdads and, chubs and, ramp the dirt bike across the creek. That kind of stuff, because that's all the stuff I got to do as a kid. And it was great. Going out in the woods with your buddies, playing war, climbing trees, building forts, playing in a creek, just being a kid, being a boy or a girl. It's not just boy stuff. Girls can go out there and play in a creek too. My daughter did it. So it's like, it wasn't just a YouTube channel. It definitely wasn't to be monetized. I knew sooner or later that I would like to get a sponsor or two to help me, support what I do and what I'm trying to achieve. And then once, like I said, this shop got rushed and put together, it was functional, but it wasn't functional for what I wanted to do. And like I said, my hopes and my aspirations and dreams are to get some young people in here, get them a spot. That's why there's 5 main workstations. You include the diorama table, there's 2 more. And I can make another one over here. So I can fit 8 people, students, whatever you want to call them, young people, youth, at these stations, and have the tools they need, the paints they need. All they got to do is get a model. Whatever sparks their interest. Motorcycle, car, truck, Gundam, tanks, airplanes, boats, it doesn't matter. Figures. 3D printer is another reason. It's a way for me to make parts for myself so I don't have to spend so much money buying other people's. Not to be one-sided, but that's what it is. I still buy from other people, but I have the availability to make mine and make it in bulk. And for just that, people come in because these tabletop games are huge. A lot of that stuff's 3D printed. They come in, hey, I'm interested in these tabletop games and these figures and things. Great. You know what? I can print you out some things. You can sit at the desk and start working. Let's see what you can do with them. That's what was done to me. Hi, Rick. Glad you joined. I think it was like $25 back then. And it was like, they base it upon the time frame to build. I think it was like 3 months long, 2 or 3 months long. And then the next class would come in, a group of kids would come in and get the same opportunities we got. And it was really neat that I got to go spend time with my dad. I picked out a model. I showed up for the modeling group because it was, right. It was like after school, like at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, whatever. It lasted an hour and a half. And then I went home. My stuff was put up in he had a little like cabinet thing that everybody put their builds in. And then each time we came back, he gave a new instruction on a different type, how to use a razor knife properly, how to use the glue properly, and all these different techniques that, hell, first time I build a model, I'm squirting out that orange tube of glue all over myself and all over the model, and how, he showed certain things, how to use this, use this glue properly. Get a little piece of paper or something, put a dab on it, and use a toothpick, and just certain things. And these are things I want to share. All the knowledge that I have, even though I didn't build for, off and on for 30 years, I still have the knowledge. I still into the hobby. I still watched it on YouTube and, seen things on Facebook and magazines. I'd always go to but Barnes and Noble, and the new modeling magazines come out, and I would buy them and look through them. I'm like, oh wow, man, this is what I'm really missing out on. But I stayed in touch with it, in touch with the hobby. I'd go to a store and they'd have models. I'd look at them like, wow, that's really cool. I'd like to have that one. And never did nothing with it, but I still, was involved in it to keep myself informed, I guess. And then my wife said, hey, go ahead. I was like, if I go at it, I'm going all the way. And she said, it's fine. And so here we are. 6 years later, I'm all the way into it. You guys have seen everything I've showed you on my shop. And these are the reasons why I started a channel. To promote the hobby, to promote my work, and to get youth in here. Get them sparked. Get them interested in it versus picking up a video game. Video games are fine. I still play them. But within reason, Find something else to do with your time. And there's nothing wrong with, 45 minutes, an hour, once a week even, to work on a model. It teaches you hand-eye coordination. It teaches you a skill on how to use tools the proper way, how to paint. There's so many things that are just, you don't think nothing about, that are, it's a little life lesson. Each thing is a life lesson. And at the end of the day, you have something to show for it. It's it's a work of art, whether it's good or bad. Art is just that. It's in the eyes of the beholder. How do you think it looks? That's all that matters. If you think you did an amazing job, you did an amazing job. I can't fail at teaching youth about model cars. I didn't show, because I'm going to show them everything I know, in a quick version. But I'm going to let them have their creativeness to do it themselves. No, they've been told. Show them how to do it, and let them have it. Let them have at it and do it their way. Because I don't think any of us sat down and ever had somebody say, do it this way, you do it this way, you can only do it this way. There's people out there that kind of believe that to a degree, but they're dead wrong. To me, they're works of art. I'm an artist. I have a degree for that. This is just my way to express my artistic ability. I have other ways. I still like to draw. I still like to color. 57 years old, and I like to color. Now, I have high-grade professional color pencils and, markers and all that stuff. And, I still am artistic and crafty and everything else. But I combine all that into my models. And because for each one I do, I have something to show for. I don't have, I wasted 8 hours playing a video game. I've already beat it. Now I'm done. I got to wait until I get $60 to buy another one. No, I've got that model sitting on a shelf and go look at it anytime I want. It's there. It's done. I did that. Me, myself, I did that. For, now today's budget between $20 and $100 for a model kit, depending on what you're into and how much you put into it. Don's got a good point. What is it that drives you? Well, I had quite a few friends drive me. Friends that I've never met, only communicated with. I've got the pleasure to meet most of them now, except for Jeff. He wasn't there this year. Jason didn't get to come down either. But I did get to meet Matthew, Fred Henry, and just a slew of others. And they're all great guys. They inspired me to do it. I had hidden agenda, which is just my way of knowing how I can promote the hobby, because I'm lucky. I have a school that is walking distance from my house that my daughter went to and graduated from, that I can go and communicate with the middle school. and say, hey, this is what I'm doing. This is what I have. Here's some forms. If you have somebody interested in this, contact me. I would like to start this up. And that's the approach I want to take. I don't want to take the approach as a Chester or anything like that, because it's not about that. It's just I'm providing a space and an environment that their parents are welcome to come with them and stay the whole time. And, I got to keep it minimum because I only have limited space. So I figured between 4 to 6 per class, 2 to 3 months, and all they got to do is get them a model kit. Parents take them out to the store and pick out whatever it is. Doesn't matter. 32nd scale, 64 scale, 1 and 1/48 scale, a big boat. I don't care, whatever it is. And 1 day a week. And hopefully everything that I've learned, and guys out here have taught me, and I've learned from that. I'm constantly learning. I can pass on to a younger generation. I never want to see this hobby die. I don't think it ever will. There's a lot of people that think the hobby's dying, but it's not. It's not in any. As long as there's one person doing it, the hobby will never die. Now, if everybody in the world just stopped building models of any sorts, the world would. It's a great thing to be lost, because you think about all these movie theaters or movie companies. I mean, all those movie sets. A good portion of those are all miniature. It's all in camera work that makes it look real and life size. That's a modeler. Even though he's got a different title, he is a modeler. He builds models of towns and cities and bridges and whatever it may be. He's a modeler. And I guarantee his passion when he's at home is working on a model. They're not, this is just a daily grind. I'm sick of building models. No, that's their passion. That's why they do it. So as long as there's that, the hobby will never die. And that's why I came on YouTube. To help and do my part to keep the hobby alive. To share my work with everybody out there. See everybody else's work out there. Learn from them guys. Hopefully they learn from me. Get to meet a lot of great people. Because at the end of the day, the community is awesome. I've never seen a community this way in anything that I can ever recall. Through all the hobbies I've had off and on through my life, and it's always been model cars I fall back to, and now this modeling community is awesome. Any question I need answered, a part I need, just stuff, people sending me stuff out of the kindness of their heart. That's how good this community is. And every chance I get to pay it forward, I'm going to. And the end result for Rusty Rotors Model Car Garage is to be able to, in lack of words, because I can't think of them, a little school. A school where I can have some maybe young boys, young girls come in here, 8, 9, 10 years old, have their parents come in, watch their child be creative and create something, maybe spark some hidden talent that they weren't even aware of, but for an hour and a half a week to enjoy something they're doing and learning something about it and sparking that little glimmer. Maybe they catch the fever and they run with it. And then maybe by them doing that, they may call and say, hey, he doesn't really have any place to do this. Yeah, bring him over here. Bring him over here once a week. He can just work at one of the benches and whatever model, if it's 5, 10 models, I don't care. But that's what I'm doing here. I'm trying to do my thing. I'm trying to do this YouTube thing and promote the hobby in what way I think I can do it the best at. So yeah, that's what inspired me, and that's what brought me to YouTube. Like I said in the very beginning, I came at the wrong time. It's not that it came at the wrong time. It's just I wasn't prepared. I had to rush and get my shop put together, and just got everything thrown in here. And then the longer I was in here, the more it felt I was crept in. In the other room, I had 2 windows, and You know, the fireplace was there. The ambiance was a lot different. And I had sunlight coming in. I could look outside. And here it's closed off. I have no windows. I did keep a window out in the shed. I could possibly add a window if I wanted to. But really, then that takes space away from what I need. So now it feels good in here. I come in, it's nice and open. The desks flow. You guys can see how we got this one done. It flows all the way around. And then I have a long, narrow diorama table to be in the middle. It's going to be about 3 feet wide by 6 feet long. The benefit of this is I can scoot this desk left or right, front to back, for whatever I want to do in here. So if I'm working at these benches that day, I can keep the diorama table scooted back, and I have full access all the way around to the paint booth. And when I'm doing just diorama stuff, I can just move it right over here where I need it. I'll show you guys how power will get to the diorama table. It was up a little blurry, but see, there's an outlet in the ceiling I did. And that's how my lights are plugged in, and that is a switched outlet. The switch is outside that door, so I turn stop lights on before I come in, and that will turn the power strip, which is down here. That'll get mounted to the diorama table, and there's about a 8-foot cord to it. So I'll plug that in up there, and it'll dangle and come down to the diorama table and have slack to be able to be moved around, but yet power to the diorama table, which will be imperative to sanders, soldering guns, whatever I'm working on. First thing I'll be working on is some LED lights. I got 3 of them back there I want to get working, and I think there's a little wire off of them, so I got to figure out by taking one of these down, seeing how it's actually put together, so I can duplicate it and triplicate it on that. Excuse me, get those working, because I want to get a couple lights up over here in this dark corner. At least 2 there. And then 1 going back in that corner. And then I have 1 to put underneath the top brace of the diorama table that will light up the diorama table itself. So, you know, there's, like I said, I got quite a bit to do. We're on hold on really any builds or projects until I can get at least the diorama table built. Then I can start, and organization of stuff can be in between. A lot of it's just all these models getting organized. Everything underneath here needs to come out and be moved around. The light that's going on the diorama table is mounted underneath that desk. So that needs to come up, and I need to take it off. So yeah, we're about 50%. And we're getting there, guys. I'm feeling a little bit better each day. I'm good for about a half a day now, which is about 4 hours. Before I've kind of overdid it, and it's getting sore again. I got to just take it easy. But that's good. Going from where I couldn't even stand, I had to crawl to get from A to B, to where I'm now able to move around a little bit. So, I want to thank Don at Don's Garage. It was a great thing to get things going, to find interest in what sparked everybody to start a YouTube channel, why they did it. I thank Don for that. I hope everybody understands and likes my reasoning. What's driving me. It wasn't just, like I said, long story short, I didn't do it just to show my models. Nothing wrong with that at all. Not saying that. That was just one of many reasons. I could have just stayed on Instagram and showed my models. But in the same fact, that doesn't do anything to really promote the hobby to the level it needs to be promoted. And that's getting people involved. Getting some, 10-year-old kid in here, 12-year-old, 13-year-old, 8-year-old, if they're interested, pulling up their sleeves, wearing an old dirty t-shirt, have somebody in front of them tell them, hey, this is an X-Acto knife. This is how we use it properly. This is how you change the blades. This is a dangerous tool. Everything about it. Okay, and today what we're going to do is we're going to use the X-Acto knife, and we're going to learn how to cut parts off sprue or whatever it may be. They're going to get the hands-on, just like if this is class. You know, I want to try that for about a year, and then I think then there'll have to be a little bit of money involved. I can't keep putting out of pocket for paints and glues and stuff like that. But I want to keep it at a bare minimum. It's the balling on the budget. That's my methods. I'll pass my methods off to anybody that wants to listen to them. You know, $35, $40 for a 3-month long class. The only thing your child has to do is buy one model. It's another $30. Less than $100, your child's going to learn how to use some tools safely, how to use paint and properly use it and apply it via airbrush and brush, how to sand things, how to make them smooth, the proper methods and all that. That's a skill that can be applied to tons of things in life for under $100. So, you know, but right now, all I got to do is buy a model kit. And if I get a child that's just really balling on the budget, but wants to be involved, I will find something in here that we can pull down or dig out and let them have at it. Because I know not everybody has the extra $30 to buy a model, or $20 or whatever. So that's where I'm going with it. Like I said, if you're not already following me or sub to this channel, hit that bell notification. Drop me a sub. Go back and watch my videos. There are 100+ videos on here. Watch them all. They all start. There's all, you know, it's like they're all numbered, so to speak. You know, from my very first video to this video. And I explain as I'm going what I'm doing, where I'm going with this, how I want to do this. Anybody that knows me knows what my goals are and what I'm trying to achieve, and where I want to be with the hobby. And I'm willing to tell anybody that would ask. So I hope you enjoyed this. It's kind of a mental thing. Next week we should be able to find a different topic. I just had a lot going on. I've just not been able to do the research like I normally do to put behind what I, you know, boast about or talk about. But we'll get back on that rhythm. Wednesday, if I can get started on the plane, we may do a video Wednesday. If not, I may just float it through till Friday, because I can get a lot done in here. I hope the next video you guys get to see the 2 shelves up, this all built and painted, and then we know our desks are done. The only thing we got to build is the diorama table, which I need to try to get out this weekend or maybe Friday, and go get the material and get it back here. That way I'm pretty much done. It's just a matter of building it, painting it, and then getting everything set up on it. So yeah, we're gonna be down for a couple weeks, but we'll keep you posted and bring you along for the ride. Let me know in your comments down below. As always, shop cards still available. I'll trade a card for a sticker. You know, sticker for a card for card. If you ain't got nothing, you just want a card, let me know. I'll send you a card. Until, like I said, until they run out. Then I'm gonna kind of revamp the card and do something a little different and get all my logos on there for Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, along with my email. So a little change, a little picture, and make probably different models on there this time around. That way you can just kind of keep adding it to them as you get them. Kind of like a collector's thing, I guess. I keep every card I get, no matter how many you send me. So yeah, like I said, leave it in the comments. Email is always down below. We do have stuff coming via the mail. I have 2 new pin vices for these build areas. The one pin vise from this area will go to back here, along with the main drill bit set, because between the micro drills and the new pin vices come with the drill bit set, will be enough for these 2 areas here, and I have one for this area here. So we'll get those separated and get those tools in place. So yeah, we got some stuff coming we'll get to take a look at. We have a kit coming. This is the kit for the new sponsor. It is a Tamiya kit, and we're going to build it and use their parts that they're sending the channel, and We're going to show you how they incorporate, how well they work, how easy they are to use. We're going to go through all that before you guys have to go, spend any money on getting it. I don't want anybody to go, there's new sponsor, new parts, I'm going to buy it. Don't go spend your money yet. Let me get the parts in. Let me take a look at everything. From what I've seen, and from what I've talked to other people that have already gotten this stuff, it's exceptional. So we're going to find out for ourselves, and we're going to let you know. And hopefully, like I said, that is something in a different kind of genre, so to speak. Not really genre, but a certain part of the genre. And I'm hoping that will spark interest in younger generations watching these videos. And I'm going to have to clean this foul-ass mouth up, especially if I have young children in here working on models. Their parents aren't going to appreciate that. And the younger youth out there, I'm going to have to change my format on YouTube to allow younger children to watch. Maybe that will spark interest more in the channel, which will help the channel grow, which in turn bring more stuff to the channel, different things. Maybe the students, if you want to call them that, each time a session goes, like I said, 2 to 3 months, I get these children involved on YouTube, may spark another venue for them, filming, editing, show them the whole 9 yards, what it takes to 3D print, what it takes to produce a video and edit that video and get it uploaded, which most of these kids already know how to do that crap anyways, and probably will show me how to do things that I never knew existed. That's how smart these kids are nowadays. But we'll see, and that's where we're going, guys. Again, let me know by any comments down there. Thank you to everybody out there, all my subs. We got 844. Yeah. We lost quite a few, and then some just instantly went right back to 844. I don't know how that falls in that game, but little by little we're getting there. The giveaway's still there. It's not going anywhere. It's just going to take longer to do it. As soon as my buddy gets feeling better, I can get him to send a part of each prize. One goes to each person. So I got to get those sent to me. So I have those ready. I'm just trying to get all my ducks in a row, and ready for you guys to receive these great prizes. So we'll see you either Wednesday, maybe. You never know. Depends on how bored I am. If I get bored, I like to talk. That's why my videos go so long. But if not, we'll see you Friday. Again, thank you. And we'll talk later. This is Rusty Rotor. I'm out.